Morning.
Sir, you already know what is trending now. That Jonathan is in tears. He's in Delhi over what Tinubu has said. He has denied him tickets. What do you have to say as a Nigerian citizen?
Well, if I want to go by the trend politically now going on, one cannot actually say that Jonathan have decided, to get into the ring politically come 2027. What we are seeing is, a process of trying to build a better coalition, a better movement, that can threaten this present administration. But what Jonathan's recent political move signifies that he is definitely going to align with the political struggle ahead of 2027. It is not yet clear whether he's going to represent the bloc of PDP in the coalition. It is not yet clear because he has not come out, publicly to say that I am contesting 2027. I believe a lot of things is still being played on the ground anyway. We saw him engaging, having some closed door meeting with stakeholders in the ADC, Labour Party, PDP, and the rest of them. That's what politics is all about. And he is as much as free like any other citizen to go for what he believes in. But if you see the reaction coming from the presidency, regarding that Jonathan is welcome to the political circle, ahead of 2027, and that Nigerians will not forget in a hurry his bad leadership or what Jonathan actually represents to them. But that is absolutely not correct. We cannot compare the era of Jonathan with what we have now. There's so much difference, in terms of how citizens feel and react to leadership in this country. We are finding it very extremely difficult now, to engage ourselves on daily economic activities compared with what we used to be. But given the yardstick of our exchange rate, a lot of things has gone down very unfortunate in Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. Jonathan's administration still remain a reference point when it comes to politics in Nigeria currently now, compared to what we have today. So that propaganda against Jonathan definitely does not hold any waters in that regard. So the presidency is just doing their own thing, or what they know how best to do, and which is more of propaganda than result. I must say very clearly, this is the eve of the independence of Nigeria. By tomorrow, Nigeria will be celebrating an unfortunate 65 years. I use the word unfortunate 65 years of independence because we have refused to ask ourselves questions. What is independence? Until we answer that question very well, then we will begin to know that we are on the path of driving nationhood. But as it stands now, maybe in their wisdom, I don't know the kind of intelligence the federal government had in their pocket that made them to cancel the celebration of October 1st, Independence Day. I don't know, because they feel that at the end of the day, those who organize it might be embarrassed because Nigerians are losing spirit of patriotism. Everything that has to do with the spirit of this nation is dying down. Nigerian consciousness, patriotism is dying down on daily basis. So I think it has become the worst, and this is the first time we are hearing that the leadership of this country cancelled anything that has to do with independence celebration or whatever they may target. For me, I commend Bola Ahmed Tinubu for that. Let us go back to the drawing board and see how we can, reorient nationhood, reorient patriotism, reorient leadership, define ourselves in this turbulent time to be able to champion a pure and clear political agenda that is democratically driven. What we are seeing in this part of the world is more of psychopaths playing the role of leadership, and that has brought Nigeria to where it is. Unfortunately, the 65 years of existence is a waste completely, and we continue to move towards, an agenda that is not even clear to Nigerians. It's unfortunate, but let us see what will happen. No independence celebration, nothing. Everybody go back home and sit down and think what is the next step? How do we fix Nigeria? Is Nigeria still qualified? A lot of, I know definitely that if they mean well, if they mean it to, fix Nigeria as a nation, 65 years, you know what I'm talking about, of nationhood, there is nothing to boast of. It has become, independence celebration has become an embarrassment to Nigerians and Nigerian leadership themselves. And you can see what it has brought us to now, that everything that has to do with independence celebration is being put on hold. And it does not play well in our subconsciousness about what Nigeria is all about. People are still saying at this point in time that Nigeria must be renegotiated. And until we get to level, that level of, deciding our destiny ourselves, until we begin to see institutions of democracy working perfectly or even near perfection, then we know we are a step to, a greater nation. Now, this is 65 years of independence. Unfortunately, no sector of the Nigerian economy is working. So how do you, in fact, I want to celebrate, if there's nothing Bola Ahmed have done, so far in his administration, this is one of the things he has done, at least, for us to, sit down and have a proper rethinking. Are we truly independent as a country? And that's the question for everybody out there.
Okay, my another topic is this. You know that during the Jonathan regime, everything was not as it is right now. So are you advised that Jonathan should still be in tears while Tinubu rejoice?
Yeah. Jonathan said he was betrayed. Unfortunately, you understand, he created that space because he was a clear-cut Democrat. He does not believe in Muslim opposition. Jonathan was open to the core, and unfortunately, psychopaths in the political circle took advantage of that, let me say, political generosity, and did damage to Jonathan's administration, and that was what has brought us to where we are today. But Jonathan have no reason to regret ever being the president of Nigeria, or even contemplating of coming back 2027. Nigerians will not support Jonathan in 2027. At this point in time, Jonathan has had a fair share of the presidency. He has done the best, and to an extent, I think he attained a certain 50% credit, for his style of leadership, and how he was able to consolidate principles and institutions of democracy. I must give it to Jonathan, to that extent. Even when people were denying him, he continued. Even when people were insulting him, he continued. The issue of embarrassment over fuel subsidy, you can see where we are today. The same people that criticize subsidy, today are celebrating that policy, but they never allowed it to work under Jonathan. So Jonathan have no reason to be in tears. But what Nigerians are saying at this point in time is that, please, former President Goodluck Jonathan, former governor of Bayelsa State, a renowned global, peacemaker, and he has taken another international engagement that has to do with conflict resolutions, among nations where there is conflict. It's a United Nations, appointment. Jonathan should continue in that regard. Now that he's looking as if he wants to play into the 2027 politics, I still want to make it very clear to Jonathan, do not allow Northerners to use you to sabotage the Obi chances, because most of these Northerners does not want anything to do with Igbo people. Are you coming back into the circle now? Let it be for the good and support of the organic, movement that Obi has generated over the years as a result of who Obi is, not as a politician, but because of the integrity, and goodwill he has enjoyed over the years because of his style of leadership. Obi is a decentralized person, and currently now he is the de facto president of Nigeria and the president in waiting come 2027, and that is it. Anything outside that, people will regard Jonathan. Yeah, like someone like me will see Jonathan, as a tool that the Northerners are trying to use to sabotage Igbo presidency, and that is what it is. But if you want to play it long, the Igbo nation people have supported different ethnic nationalities in this country. I think to an extent, 65 years, no Igbo man is being considered as the president of this country. I think it's something that should be given concern in terms of unity and progress of this nation. Jonathan should look at it from that angle of a statesmanship and be able to galvanize support for somebody from in the likes of Obi, let me just put it that way, and jettison this northern Fulani pressure for you to come out and contest 2027. They do not actually mean well, and it might likely end in embarrassment. And secondly, as it stands now, Nigerians are expecting Jonathan to be at the background, of mobilization and collaboration of any kind politically, to see that at the end of the day, they'll be able to adopt, a candidate that will fly the coalition mandate for Nigeria's 2027.
All right, thank you very much.
Well, it depends on who has what it takes to achieve what they want. If Jonathan have what it takes, he can force ahead, no matter the storm, no matter the hurdles, no matter the obstacles. Tinubu cannot stop him. Though Tinubu may try to make use of his power bestowed upon him as a commander-in-chief, but at the same time, that power is limited to some extent, because Nigeria has a constitution, and the constitution doesn't limit anybody from contesting for any political seats. Are you with me? The power vested in the presidency does not limit any citizen who aspires for a political seat. Everyone is authorized to aspire and contest based on due process. So they may try to frustrate him, but he have the might to force ahead to do whatever he wants to do. So it's left for him to decide whether he's to contest or not. Tinubu can only try, but he may not succeed.
Okay, now you understand that Jonathan has actually ruled.
Yeah.
You understand that during the time of Jonathan and currently now the time of Tinubu, what's the difference?
The difference is very clear. In the time of Jonathan, there was rule of law. And what is the rule of law? It's a fundamental rules of constitution, which implies separation of power, since the concentration of power in one authority can lead to dictatorship and absolution, in which, according to liberal idea, can lead to dictatorship. So in time of Jonathan, there was rule of law, but in the time of Tinubu, there's nothing like the rule of law. They have absorbed power in the judiciary and in the legislative arms of the government. In the time of Jonathan, the economy was better, but now the economy is messed up. So the difference is clear. In time of Jonathan, killing was less, but in APC government, killing is much.
So what do you have to tell Jonathan?
If you have the mind to confront, because you cannot challenge a champion when you don't have a champion stuff. If you have what it takes, let them force ahead. If you doesn't have, let them go and sleep.
All right, no problem. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So, why is saying that Jonathan is in tears while Tinubu is rejoicing and he has restricted him? What do you have to say about this?
There are so many intrigue regarding Jonathan's speculation of contesting the election. But let me quickly start by saying that against the general opinion, because there are some school of thought that believe that Jonathan is not qualified to contest. So there's a school of thought that believe that because under Muhammad Buhari, of course, he's signing a law that says that if you succeed your principal, that you are not eligible to contest more than once. Have to be sworn in 2 times. But I want to say that a Jonathan case happened before that law was enacted, and the Nigerian law do not operate retrospectively. In other words, if except when that law was being enacted, it was expressly stated that it involves any case that happened before the law was enacted. Having said that, we understand that there has been so many rumors about Jonathan's possibility of contesting the 2027 election. We have seen Jerry Ghana coming out recently to clarify that Jonathan will contest the election. As you have it, some PDP members are saying that Jonathan is not going to have automatic tickets. The implication is that if Jonathan is contesting and the party leadership have decided that he's not having an automatic ticket, it means he's going to contest with any other person who may be indicating interest to fly the flag of PDP in the general election. But I want to believe that Jonathan, being a former president of the country and being a member of PDP, that PDP will accord him the respect of making the sole candidates if he decides to contest. I want to believe that before Jonathan would want to contest that election, that Jonathan would have secured commitments from other major political position aspirants like P2B, Atiku, and Co. to ensure that they are not contesting before he throws his hand into the ring. Because as a former president, I believe that he would not want to be rubbished by going to the contest and losing. So I want to believe that he's going to be circumspect. He's going to be calculative. He's not just going to jump into the ring. Because you are looking at somebody who is in saddle currently, talking about Senator Bola Tinubu, who of course, from up we have seen, it will be a very difficult task for the opposition to unseat him. Because this is somebody who started his politics immediately after he was sworn in as the president in 2023. We saw all the policies in Rivers State. I want to tell you that the politics between Fubara and Wike is because of 2027 presidential election. And we are seeing governors, the campaign, defecting from PDP to APC. We saw Delta State Governor, Sheriff Obori. We saw Akwa Ibom Governor, and even as we speak, Enugu State Governor, Peter Mba, is touted to defer to APC. So, to answer the question directly, Jonathan, from my understanding, may not want to contest if they are not ready to give him automatic tickets.
Okay, now, do you think that Jonathan contest with another party? You understand that during the reign of Jonathan, there were, and currently, there's a lot of difference, right? You were there when Jonathan was there, and you can really tell that what happened at the cost of things, the cost of living during the Jonathan regime, and now there's a lot of. Do you think that, okay, because Tinubu has restricted him from winning, do you think he should contest with another party?
You see, the PDP the way it is, Wike is perhaps the one controlling PDP. And the Wike president is going to be a serious dilemma if Jonathan decides to contest, even in that PDP. Because Jonathan family played a pivotal role in Wike's political journey. Jonathan's wife was instrumental to making Wike the governor of Rivers State. Wike served as a minister of education for state under Jonathan. So with the whole noise about a Wike endorsing Tinubu and saying he's going to work for Tinubu in 2027, if Jonathan decides to contest, Wike is going to be in dilemma. If Wike is not taken, he's going to have problem with his principal Tinubu because of Jonathan. So ordinarily, it is very clear that PDP will want to, of course, PDP have been weakened. To the extent that currently, we are seeing the Seyi Makinde who is saying he wants to contest to fly the flag of PDP in 2027 election. We are even currently seeing the likes of the governor of Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed, who is saying that his match with Seyi Makinde is going to be a perfect match. Saying maybe Seyi Makinde, the presidential candidate, and Bala Mohammed, of course, deputy vice president, presidential candidate. But another issue is, even the Bauchi State governor, who doubles as the PDP Governors Forum, is still someone that served as a minister under Jonathan. So in a way, if Jonathan decides to contest under PDP, he's going to unsettle so many things that have been settled. He's going to throw confusion into the ranks of those who is actually before now micromanage PDP. That's what it is.
Do you think it's one of the reasons why federal government has announced that there should be no celebration ahead of the independence? Or do you think
No. You know, the reason is not given, but the expectations are there that the other time Mr. President was to embark on parade. He missed his step. It was all over the media. And the speculation that because they know that it happened before, that when it got to the point where Mr. President want to mount the vehicle, the truck to do the parade, that all eye will be on him. It's speculative anyway, that may have that may be the reason the government decided to put off the parade. But however, I think the ultimate thing is that they are still going ahead with the celebration. The only thing that is not going to be done is the parade.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So my question is this. Jonathan wants to contest for election, the coming election, and now Bola Ahmed Tinubu has restricted him. Do you understand? And has given him no access. And Jonathan is in pain. Why Tinubu is rejoicing? What do you have to say about that?
Listen and listen good. On the front pages of newspapers, national dailies this morning, it was boldly, captioned that Jonathan is to contest for 2027 election under PDP platform. Some says he is having no straight tickets. That's free tickets, as in a consensus candidate. No, they said it should it should actually be among the contestants. That's intra-party election before he could be given the tickets to contest. So what you asked me now, to me, is strange. Because nobody has right to stop anybody from contesting election once you are eligible for the next 4 years. Jonathan is quite ineligible if he has completed his 8-year tenure. That is when he is not eligible to contest. But if anybody is coming out to tell you that Tinubu has restricted Jonathan from contesting 2027 election, I think such a person is a rumor monger, if not dreaming of Jonathan being restricted from contesting. It is not truth. It is not true. It is unreal. If you ask me, I will tell you that it's from various, let me say, propaganda of the political, juggernauts in this country. Jonathan is still eligible to contest election. He only handled Nigeria for, I think, 6 years. 2 years for Yar'Adua, 4 years for him, before he was voted out, in 2015. So he has more 4 years. He has more 4 years. Global restriction could not hold, even by the court. No competent court of jurisdiction in Nigeria can stop Jonathan from contesting 2027 election.
So do you think that he should still stand with the APC by contesting, or he should come in to presidency through another party?
No, I think there are parties already. You have the ruling party, the worst party ever Nigeria has ever had. That's APC. Then you have African Democratic Congress, abbreviated ADC, down already. Then you have the biggest democratic party in Africa that ruled from 1999 to 2015. That is PDP. PDP is down there. Then you have Labour Party, a party that has actually won Party of the Year 2023, Party of the Year, Political Party of the Year 2024. Will be contested under that political platform, Labour Party. It is down. Then you have Many of them. You have AD, you have AD, you have ANPP, you have many of them. So I think Jonathan has chosen his own political party to contest under, and that party is People Democratic Party, PDP. Nobody is restricting Jonathan from contesting election comes 2027. And by the way, it's all well with Nigeria currently. All is not well. Nigeria actually know that Jonathan has not run Nigeria economy aground. No. A particular party, as you can see this present dispensation, has run Nigerian economy aground currently. So what are we saying? Jonathan is still competent, eligible. I don't know what I understand to contest, and Nigerians, both North and South, still love him. He is very, very eligible to contest.
So, what is your word to Jonathan now?
My word to Jonathan is resilience, competence. He should do his homework well. Jonathan should be very careful. How do I mean? Not to repeat what he did in the past. Jonathan will be very careful. How do I mean again? He should restructure Nigeria. Let the whole regions of this country control their natural resources given to them by God. Nature deposited various thousands upon thousands mineral resources in the north. The north should be able, under unitary system of government or confederacy, to control the resources of north. The west, southwest, Yoruba land, is blessed with various natural resources here. The southwest region should be at least, working hard to control the natural resources that God has given them in this geography. And that is why I'm saying that the southeasterners, which comprises River State, Cross River State, Akwa Ibom State, Anambra, Imo State, Enugu, Ebonyi, and Imo, should actually work hard to control their God-given natural endowment, make good use of it to develop that region under Jonathan regime. I'm just suggesting that Jonathan should actually do the needful. He has learned from the mistake. If a man fails, I think when next time he sits for examination, he's going to fly, in flying colors. He's going to excel in flying colors. So Jonathan should learn from previous mistakes. I think my advice to him is to be resilient, hardworking, more assiduous than before. He should learn from previous mistakes.
All right, thank you very much, sir.